Oh, yeah. Do you smell that, guys? That is the smell of the European battlefield, and it is delicious. So, we're back with Master of Command. So, I covered this game about a year ago, I think. They made a teaser trailer where it just showed like an animation. It was just kind of not, basically, it was an idea at that point. I mean, they were working on it, but there was no gameplay. And here we are with actual gameplay. And I'm really excited to show you this, guys, because I think this looks phenomenal. I think it looks fantastic. And there is just, before we jump in, there is a huge explosion of new historical indie games, guys, because it's so dead in the mainstream. And even when there is a bit of history, it's so shallow. And I'm not going to say any names, but you get what I'm saying. And it's so great to see all these games that, as technology becomes more affordable, more accessible, you're going to see these smaller budget teams make these really cool history games. We've got Master of Command, we got Lionhearts, Ahoy, Chronicles Medieval. We've got that time travel game where you can time travel with modern weapons to a medieval battlefield. I forgot the name. Honestly, I didn't prep for that. It just came to my mind. Anyways, what the point I'm making is that there's a lot of indie teams out there that are making really interesting games. And because thanks to the internet and thanks to technology getting better, we're able to support these games and we're able to get more groundbreaking, interesting games. So that's what we're checking out today, guys. Master of Command. This looks so good. It's made by the Armchair History Interactive team. So who runs that? It's created by Armchair Historian, which I'm sure most of you guys have heard. If you haven't, there's a link to his channel in the video description. He's it's a history channel, and he makes these high quality animated history videos on a wide range of different topics. Really good stuff. Check it out. He's a great guy, and he's obviously, naturally, an epic gamer. So this is actually his second game, or the second game his team has made. And I think this, after watching the trailer, leaps and bounds better than his first one. That's not to say his first game wasn't bad, okay, let me say that again. That's not to say his first game was not good. I think it was a good, first game. I think they've just made so much progress in this second one. So it's really exciting to see that. And of course, I have a link to the trailer on YouTube. So be sure to give that a view and like it. Also, I have a link to the Steam page so you can wishlist the game, because even if you're on the fence, wishlist it because it helps the game out. Wishlist it. Sorry, that's a weird word. Wishlist. Anyways, wishlist it. Help them out. And let's try to get some more eyeballs on this. And just in case you've never heard of Master of Command and you have no idea what this game is about, well, essentially, you're going to fight in battles that are similar to Total War. And I want to say that carefully because I'm not comparing this to Total War. It's its own separate thing. There's going to be some similarities, such as the battles, but this is not a Total War killer or anything like that. This is its own unique experience. And the way it works is that you are just a general that is leading an army on a war campaign where eventually you have to confront kind of, quote, the final boss, where it's a big army. And then if you win there, you unlock a new province and you go and you do it again. And in this landscape, you have skirmishes of, you have smaller enemy groups. You've got villages that you can explore. You've got troops that you can recruit. You got troops you can replenish, supplies that you can gather. And the point is you want to go through this landscape and gain strength. So when you take on the big army at the end, you'll be ready for it. And if you're not, then you got to restart, but you don't completely lose that progress, because as you level up, you unlock new special units, elite units that you could, potentially find in the countryside. So that's a really quick breakdown. I just didn't want to talk too much. The trailer will kind of explain it as well. So it's really cool, guys, because you're not focusing on empire building. You're just focusing as if you're a commander. You're a master of command. All right, so enough talking. Let's jump in and see what this bad boy is all about.
War is upon us, General. And you...
Okay, right out of the gate, this looks fantastic. Now, remember, this is a small indie team that has a limited budget, and just look how immersive these battles look. You got the line battles, you got the smoke, you got the artillery, crashing into the lines, leaving craters, little divots into the battlefield. It looks really great. I love how the lines kind of organized. They've got the two flags representing the unit and the nation that they're fighting for. Love that stuff. And I think the scale here most likely is not going to be like every battle in the campaigns. This is probably going to be like a end campaign or final boss kind of situation, kind of battle that you're going to experience. But this is really cool.
Take command.
This looks awesome. Boom! Look at that. Oh man. And there's blood splatter too. That's crazy. I love the style. It's kind of got this like, it's not hyper realistic, but it's realistic enough to really make you completely immersed. They're taking on France here. You got the UK versus the French. Very cool. Boom! Oh yeah. Boom! Nice. Okay, and then here is the HUD, and this will give us a nice view of what to expect when we're actually playing real time and how it's going to look. And again, very similar. I don't want to compare it to Total War too much, but the battles very much have a inspired by Total War, I guess. But yeah, they're going to feel similar. They've got the kind of the unit cards down here. You have your divisions, and you have your commanders leading the divisions. These commanders will have different skills as well, different bonuses. And I think they'll have like an area of effect of their leadership. So you want to keep them close with their division, which makes sense. And then look how clean this is. I mean, it's so easy to tell infantry, grenadiers, you got the cav here. I like that he's just chilling with this horse. The horse, I don't know. It's kind of cute. I don't know. But even, overhead, I like the triangle with the horse. It's I don't know. I think it's clean. I think it's really easy to see what's going on. I'd like to see what it looks like when you have a massive full scale army. But even, you can see the enemies and what they're bringing. You've got the battle balance of power, the mini map, all looks really clean and good. So that looks, other than that, it looks like this has a shield on it. So maybe they've got like a little bonus there. I don't know. But yeah, maybe bonus traits show up as well. So we'll see. But yeah, that looks good. Boom. Look at the troops drop. You see the troops drop there from the distance. That looks pretty nice too with that volley. 150 historical units. Ooh. So there's going to be a lot of units that you can unlock. And let's watch these units drop from the Prussians.
Timing.
Oh, okay. I didn't go back far enough. Excuse me, guys. Oh my gosh. I am the worst. There we go. Look at that. That looked nice.
Position and discipline will decide the day.
Yeah, you hear that? Timing, position, discipline will decide the day. Not how fast you can button mash magical abilities, but rather the timing when you charge in a cav unit or charge in your bayonets, the positioning, making sure your units are in the right place at the right time. Those are the kind of it's like chess. Those are the things that really get me excited about these strategy games, not button mashing and silly, goofy abilities and like, I don't know, like you get what I'm saying. I don't need to say anymore, but it's nice. It's refreshing to hear. Okay. My internet's being slow. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. This is nice. Unit customization. This is probably one of the coolest things about this game, guys. For me personally, what I'm most excited about is the customization that you can. This is like, it's like an RPG in a sense, but you're not just customizing heroes, but you're customizing units. And you can go in and you can rename your units. You can call them the Knights of Apollo or whatever. You can customize the uniform, their flag, and you can give units special items that are going to synergize with what they're already good at. So maybe you have sharpshooters and you give them better rifles or better rifling or whatever it may be. And that's going to help them be even better, more accurate, faster reloading, whatever it may be. But, you might be thinking, okay, well, the customization of flags is cool, but it's just cosmetic. It doesn't really change. No. Yes, okay, it is cosmetic, but here's the thing. When you're on the battlefield, it does create a practical effect where you can quickly look and identify units. So, for example, if you have a unit that is specialized in melee, maybe you can color coordinate the flag and their uniforms to be red to represent blood, right? And so you can quickly look on the battlefield and be like, oh, hey, this unit, oh, right, this is my melee specialty unit. I'm going to charge them in because they're going to kick butt. You know, that kind of thing. You can make your sharpshooters green, you know, whatever it may be. I love that. I think that's so cool. And look at all the different items. These are items that I think you get from villages that you visit. Maybe you can get it from like battlefields, but all these different items will go into your units that you can customize, and that's so cool. And then of course your units will level up as they gain experience. And check out this Roberts Edwards. I mean, they've got special abilities as well, which might also come with a bonus, but also might come with a debuff. So it's something that you have to min max, synergize, you know, that kind of thing. And it looks like you can have up to 5 divisions. So here's your camp. You see the entire camp. You got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and this little plus sign is the 5th. And notice here too, like the number of troops in each unit looks like you can, you know, looks like you can either get more troops, or they, during battles, if they take too many casualties, they're going to be severely weakened. This division's not even fully fleshed out. I think each division can have up to 4 units, it looks like, maybe more, but just from this image. Also, you got your main commander here as well. And here we've got your gold, total food, looks like manpower and ammunition or munitions. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And this might be your reserves up here, if I'm not mistaken, but there's a lot going on. And this is something that a lot of these games do not have. A lot of these strategy, big battle games, the customization, we've been begging for it, and this game is going to deliver. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to see it play out on the battlefield.
For a single shot is.
And here's where you can customize unit flags. And this is like, how much do you want to LARP? This is where the LARPing comes in. You can make flags specifically to make you more organized and more effective on the battlefield, or you can have a unit that did something amazing and saved the battle, and you can give them a special symbol, you know, that they will show bravely. I can't talk. They will gleefully show this flag flapping into the breeze, you know, this that symbolizes their bravery and you know, their you know, I don't know where I'm going with that, but you get what I'm saying. You can do cool stuff like that. It just depends on how much you want to LARP and get lost into the story.
Fired. Your work.
Look, you can customize the background. You can customize the uniforms as well. Again, like maybe you give veteran units a gold trim or something. Like it's, you know, look at that.
For the road ahead.
And then look at the custom flag. They showed what the unit looks like now with that flag that you just made on the battlefield. Pretty cool. And then here's the UI of the 4 divisions. So you can see how clean that looks. That looks nice.
Supplies, uniforms, and standards are yours to set.
Oh yeah.
5 nations.
Okay, this is pretty cool too. Now, keep in mind that this is a work in progress, so I don't know if this is going to be set in stone here, but we can get a sneak peek into what each faction has to offer. I'm not going to read everything here. I'm just going to look at the quick rundown of each faction. It looks like they have starting items as well that's going to help them out. Looks like auxiliary units maybe. Looks like they got good salads. Maybe that's medicinal, like medicine. Good melee. I don't know. A dog. Morale boost right there. But yeah, anyways, Kingdom of Prussia. So they got Prussia. They got great infantry, quick, streamlined. They're quick and streamlined. They got poor artillery, and they're expensive. So those are the 2 negatives. Then we got Habsburg monarchy. They've got flexible army, great artillery, slow reloading, and poor heavy infantry. And they also got some bonuses here. It looks like they're going to be very artillery focused, which is very cool. So if you want to go with an artillery focused build, you know, Habsburg might be a good place to start.
March to war.
Then we got the Russian Empire, large numbers, great at melee. Disparate unit tree, which what is it? Disparate is like uncommon. What does that mean again? Essentially different in kind, not allowing comparison. Okay, so there you go. There you had to look it up. That's what I was close enough. They're slow moving as well, so it's not going to be like a quick, fast. I don't know if that means the army is slow moving in the campaign map or on the battlefield, but nonetheless, something to consider. And it looks like there's different army types as well, so that you might start off with different army types. There's a lot that you can unlock. They've got a religious start. It looks like they got some religious items, some vodka. All right, so let's move on to the Great Britain, or Britain and Hanover. So a little combination of both. They're highly disciplined, flexible army, few in number, poor cav. So pretty cool. And they've got bagpipes. I mean, come on. Bagpipes and tea. Let's go. I love the stereotyping in this. This is great. And I hope the French better have cheese. Let's go. Kingdom of France has cheese. They've got wine. They've got it all. Massive numbers, excellent cav, low morale, and poor officers. So pretty cool stuff right there. I like that. So it's like when you start with a faction in army build, you kind of have a mindset going in of what their strengths are. So I like that. Very cool. And here's the villages. So recruits and trade. So while you're on the campaign map, you'll come across villages, and it's up to you if you want to go there. And every village, I think it auto-generates these buildings. I think a barracks is always there, but it might not have a church. Instead, it might have like a stables. But they got a powder house. Obviously, that's for artillery. The church is for religious items.
You'll cross village.
Yeah, and look it. So this is the market. This is what they have to offer from these houses: religion, artillery, supplies. So pretty cool stuff.
And forests.
Nice.
Backroads.
You got special encounters while you're on the campaign. So that's fun. Those are kind of like dice roll kind of situations where you don't know what's going to happen.
Supplies will dwindle.
That's the other thing. Traveling through the campaign, you're going to go through dangerous terrain like the mountain range, and that's going to hurt your food, and it's going to slow you down, but it might get you to a point faster, kind of like Hannibal going through the Alps there, surprising the Romans. So, you know, it's an option, but it's risky, and I like that.
The men will tire.
And here we go. This looks so cool. This is how your units will level up. This reminds me kind of similar to Bannerlord, when your unit gets experience and you can level them up. It looks something similar to where you start with royal recruits, and then you have an array of selections here of you can make them Irish Fusiliers, which is funny. It's like they turn Irish. You know, you can make them French Fusiliers, German Fusiliers. You're literally deciding their fate, you know, of like what culture, but it's pretty cool. I like that. And look, it shows like when you upgrade them, their strengths and weaknesses, what will improve when you upgrade them. And this is looks like the not Polish, Prussian, possibly. You got Prussian musketeers. Yeah, pretty cool. Prussian battalion artillery. Oh, nice. You can transform him into artillery or cav. Pretty cool stuff. That looks really clean.
If you make it far enough, you'll raise more than a division.
Yeah, look at that. You'll build your army up over time. Look at this flag creation right here. This is kind of gnarly right here. There's just black square. But it's like maybe they formed square formation and held back a cav charge, and so now they're known as the Black Square. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just coming up with stuff.
Raise an army. Just be sure you can hold it together. Strategize. Survive and lead your men to glory. Become the master of command.
All right, guys. So yeah, hopefully that gave you some good insight of what to expect from the game. And just a reminder of how this works is you're a commander with a starting force, and you have to go through a terrain, a campaign, and you're going to come across roads and mountains and tipped over wagons that might be an ambush or it might be extra supplies. And as you're going through this, the enemy is getting stronger. So the longer you take, the stronger your enemy will be. So that's kind of like a, you know, do you go through the mountain range or do you take the long way because it's safer? But if you take the longer way, the enemy army will be stronger. So it's going to be, and then if you lose, you restart, but it's not completely, you're not at the same point. You've unlocked new units, you learned new things, you've gotten new items, those kind of things. So it's like, it's a game where you're constantly getting stronger even if you lose, and eventually you'll overcome your enemy if you get a little lucky on the campaign map, you get some cool units, and you overcome. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited about this. I think this looks really promising. Please, guys, check out the link in the video description. Wish list the game on Steam right now, because you don't want to miss it when they announce when the game is coming out. I'm sure I will be playing this game as soon as I'm able to. So you'll probably see more announcements from my channel. So, of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. But if you have any questions, maybe, I might know, someone else might know. So just leave some questions in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. And who knows, maybe the armchair historian himself might leave some comments. That'd be cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.